I'm Ian and welcome to Somerset News Network. I'm on the phone to my mate and the television screen is flashing up breaking news. Well, we know an hour before that Angela Rayner has now resigned. So I just said to him, oh, another one bites the dust. Anyway, lo and behold, what do we find? I just think this is so funny. It's not an improvement. It's like rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic, I tell you. Oh. Now, David Lammy is no longer the Foreign Secretary. You know, Mastermind David Lammy, he's now the Deputy Prime Minister. You can't make this up, I tell you. I can't, I'm gonna laugh. Now, the Home Secretary is no longer Yvette Cooper. She's married to that guy Ball who's on ITV on the news. So she is now the Foreign Secretary. Yvette Cooper is the Foreign Secretary. Oh. Oh dear. So Angela Rayner has gone. Yvette Cooper has now become the Foreign Secretary. David Lammy is now the Deputy Prime Minister. Someone's having a laugh. How can anybody take this country seriously? Really, honestly. We've got the worst economy I think we've ever had. The prices of stuff is just going up and up and up. The experts are saying the pound is about to crash. They're saying the government's going to have to go to the IMF to borrow money. And that's because of mismanagement of the Labour Party. Now, I'm not saying the Conservatives were any better, but at least the Conservatives didn't have to think about going to the IMF for money. See, the Labour Party has always been a tax and spend party. Right? Harold Wilson, Tony Blair, right? Oh, we want to do this, we want to do that. Oh, we need the money. Oh, we'll take the money off the tax. Now, this Labour government under Starmer is a socialist government on steroids. It has no idea what it's doing. I don't think any of them have had a proper job. You know, they haven't been in finance. They haven't been in business. You know. Oh, they've come up from the ranks. Yeah, but they've been unionists. They've worked for you. Oh. We haven't heard what's happening with the Chancellor yet. That's still got to come out. Is she going to get a new position? Or is she going to be sacked? And who's going to get her job? You know, you just don't know what's going on. But at the moment, Rachel Reeves from Accounts is still in place. Don't know how long that's going to last today. But I can't. I'm on the phone to my mate, and this is coming on the screen, and I'm reading the screen off to him. And me and him, we're in absolute fits. We can't keep a straight face. I said, you know who the new Foreign Secretary is? He said, no. I said, he met Goober. David Lammy's Deputy Prime Minister. Oh, I know the Labour Party and the Starmer was a joke. Well, this is going beyond what it needs to be. You know, have they got anybody that can come across sort of knowing what they're doing? Responsible. This country is going downhill in front of our very eyes. And nobody is trying to stop it. They're not stopping the boats. They're still coming over. Starmer's got an agreement with the company that looks after them. Oh, the civil service don't look after them, mind. They've actually got an NGO, a company, that looks after these migrants. They process them when they come in, and then they hand them over to this company. And this company then finds them a hotel. And they basically throw all the staff of the hotel out and move the migrants in and pay the boss of the hotel pots of money. And he's making more money with the migrants than he was if he was a working hotel. That's why it was against planning permission, because it was no longer a hotel, it was classed as a hostel. That's why the first judge rejected the planning permission, or rejected it and said that it needed planning permission to be a hostel and not a hotel. And it being a hostel was against the planning consent. So then it goes to another judge, and now we find out the other judge is in the Fabian Society. Now, Blair was Fabian Society, Starmer's Fabian Society. Most of the top people in the cabinet are Fabian Society. It's a think tank for the socialists. It's communists, basically. They've called it Fabian Society to make it sound friendly. But it's communist think tank. Tax and spend. This judge is a member of it that rejected the appeal on the Epping Hotel. You can't make this up. You know, and people are still flying the flag. And all I can say is keep going. We've got to keep the pressure up on this government. All they're doing, like I said, is rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. This Labour government is heading for an iceberg. If it knows it's coming or not, I don't know. But they're not doing anything to stop it, to change course, or to reverse course, so they don't hit the iceberg. They're going to bang smack straight in the iceberg. Then everything will collapse, and we are going to have to pay for it, for their mismanagement. They ought to be personally held responsible. Angela Rayner, it turns out, had a son. The son went through the NHS, and she said it was a miracle child. NHS were wonderful. Then she sues the NHS and gets compensation. That was put into a trust for her son. Now what she does is she sells her house to the trust. So she takes the money that was his compensation and buys the flat. And then didn't pay the stamp duty on it, because she said that was her primary home and the house where her son lives isn't. You can't make it up. Oh, and she said she took legal advice. This morning, the solicitors came out and said, we do not give financial advice, and we did not give Angela Rayner any advice on taxation. That's where I think she's had to resign, because she lied. Well, we know politicians lie, it's part of the job. When you find out, you just got to say bye-bye. Anyway, reshuffle. And we're watching this, me and my mate, on the telly, and I'm reading out what it's saying. And he said, oh, another one bites the dust. And another one's gone. Another one's bites the dust. And we're doing this all the way through. Anyway, I just think this country is now a joke. Stand up, wave the flag. Let's get this country back on track. Anyway, Ian, Somerset News Network, bye-bye for now.